Okay, 5th grade, lesson 29. This is on multiplying by multiples of 10 and 100. Okay, so what I want you to see first, do you remember what multiples are, Eli?
No.
Okay, so a multiple is like, if we were doing multiples of 2, it would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Remember that? Because this is 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 2 times 3, 2 times 4, 2 times 5. But I'm actually just adding 2 more, okay? Now, so what would be the multiples of 3?
Then 6
3 times 1 is 3. 6
times what?
3 times 1, 3 times 2.
Would be 6.
What would be next?
9.
Very good. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, and it just keeps going on and on and on. Okay, let's look at the multiples of 10. This one's actually very easy. 10 times 1 is 10. 10 times 2 is 20. 10 times 3 is
30.
10 times 4 is
40.
Okay, very good, and so forth. Okay, so these are called multiples. Okay, this is the multiples of 10, multiples of 3, multiples of 2. Okay, now I want to teach you something about multiples of 10 and multiples of 100. Okay, watch what happens. If I take a number, let's say 5, and I multiply it by 10, what is my answer going to be?
50.
50. Very good. Now, if I take 5 and multiply it by 100, what's my answer going to be?
500.
500. Okay. Now, what do you notice about this 10 and the amount of zeros here?
It has the same amount of zeros.
It has the same amount of zeros. What do you notice about this 100 and this answer here?
It has the same amount of zeros.
So, would it be fair for me to say that 37 times 100 would be 37 with 2 zeros at the end?
Yes.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Okay, so when you're working with zeros and you're multiplying by them, they can just be added at the end of a number. So what I'm really multiplying is 37 times 1. And then I'm adding 2 zeros. You see? It's kind of cool. Neat little way to look at it, okay? But let's try something a little bit harder. All right, let's say I did 25 times 30. Now, I'm not working with tens and hundreds, so it makes it harder. Okay? But let's say this said 25 times 10. What would I do?
Put 250.
250, okay? So what I'm doing is taking this 25 and I'm multiplying it by 1. And then I'm going to add the 0 at the end. Do you see how I did that? Pretty cool. So let's follow that same rule up here. We're going to do 25 times 3 and then add the 0 at the end.
Okay.
Okay, so let's do that. 25 times 3. So I'm going to work that. 5 times 3 is 15. Carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. So I get 75. Okay, for 25 times 3. And then what do I do with that 0?
Add it at the end.
Add it at the end. Okay? The very first time you learned about doing this is, do you remember learning about hanging zeros?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I could have done 25 times 30 and wrote it like this and just did a hanging 0. Remember that? Remember when we were doing that, learning how to do hanging zeros? So I would do it just like we did it, 25 times 3, and then bring down my 0 right here. Okay? 5 times 3 is 15. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. So that ends up equaling 750. See that? Okay, let's try another one. I want you to do this one on your paper with me. Okay? This problem is 37 times 40. What am I going to do first, Eli?
Is it add them?
Nope.
Multiply?
Mm-hmm.
So vertically?
Yes. Okay, but do you remember what I just taught you?
Hanging zeros?
Hanging zeros, or just getting rid of the 0 for right now and then adding it at the end? Which one do you like better?
Hanging.
Do you like the hanging zeros? Let's do that, okay? You should have set it up like this. And I'm going to put a line right there because it's hanging off the side. Is that how you set it up?
Mm-hmm.
Very good, okay? So now let's work 37 times 4. All right, help me out. 7 times 4.
28.
Very good. Here are the 2. 3 times 4.
12.
Plus 2 more. It's 14. Very good. Okay, 148 is 37 times 4. But then what do I do with this 0? I bring it down. So my final answer is what?
1,480.
Very good. 1,480. Okay? You feel like you understand it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, this one's going to get a little bit harder because I'm going to add a decimal. And when you add a decimal to a multiplication problem, it changes the entire problem. Okay, so stay with me. If I said 375 times 10, now I'm still going to use my hanging 0. Okay? You see how I've set it up, Eli? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And so let's go on and work the problem. 5 times 1, 5. 7 times 1, 7. 1 times 3, 3. What am I supposed to do with that 0?
Bring it down.
Bring it down. Okay? So far I've got 3750. Do you remember what I told you about decimal numbers when you're multiplying them?
You have to line them up.
Nope, that's adding and subtracting. Good try though.
You bring it down.
No, that's in division. You're just going to slide it up. Do you remember me telling you? You're just now learning this, so I'm not expecting you to really know this.
You count the ones behind it?
Yes. How many spots are there behind it?
2.
2. So you start right here at the far right of the number, and we're going to go 1, 2 over. And so what's our answer?
37,000.
No, 37. That decimal means and
37 and 50.
50 cents, right? Okay, so that would be like if I had, let's say, something I bought at the store cost $3.75, and I bought 10 of them. How much would my total bill be? $37.50. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Feel like you understand it?
Yep.
Let's try another one with decimals. Okay. Sometimes you may see it already set up like this. Okay? And what's the way that I taught you what to do here? We can move that 0 over and make it hang. Okay, so let's do that. And bring it down. See what I did? Okay. Alright, so I'm going to let you work the problem on your own. And then I want you to tell me what we're going to do with the decimal. Okay, so you've got 9400. Okay, so I'm going to erase that line that we have right there. Okay, what do you need to do now that we worked with the decimal number?
Count how many spaces were behind it.
Very good. So, what's my final answer?
$94.00.
Very good. Okay, so he did this. We got 20, carry the 2, 12, 13, 14, carry the 1, 9. So you should have gotten 9400, okay, as your answer, okay? But you still have to do something with that decimal, right? And so we counted 2 spots over, and then went 1, 2. You should have got 94 and 0 cents. Got it? That's lesson 29.